Hello. So we're going to look at changing position or shifting in this video. Shifting is where we move from one position to another, and it's probably the most challenging aspect of left-hand technique. We need to measure precisely the distance between two clearly defined points, and we also need to know which finger should measure this distance. We also need to know what is the actual action that the finger and the hand have to take in moving. When we're playing a note to get a clean tone, the finger is sitting in the string a little bit. There's a weight of the fingers just nibbling into the string. When we shift, we have to release that weight and then glide to the new position before sinking back into the string. Now, there's a very good video about this by David Finkel, a cellist from the Emerson String Quartet, where he talks about shifting, and he demonstrates this idea that the fingers in the string with the thumb, the counter pressure, you release that pressure, then you glide to the new position, then sink into the string again. And this creates a curve, a very shallow curve. So it's not arched like this, it's very, very shallow. So the finger never leaves the string and the thumb never leaves the neck. They polish the string and they polish the neck. So you just got enough pressure, release and glide. Now, the less pressure that you put onto your left hand, so the minimum pressure needed to create a pure tone, will help your playing so much, because you will be able to release quicker and move more fluently and with more control. Whereas if you press loads, it'll take a bit of time for you to release and then shift. It won't be as smooth an action. So we're going to look at how can we just play with the minimum amount of pressure in the left hand. The key to violin playing is that it's like tapping your head and rubbing your tummy. Your bow does one thing, your left hand does another. Your left hand wants to be doing the minimum amount of effort to produce a clean sound. Your bow, on the other hand, needs to be sinking into the string and producing a depth of tone. So sometimes both hands have got to do completely different things, and this is difficult because when one hand does one thing, the other wants to do the same. So if we want to make a deep, big sound, we sink into the string with our right hand, and then that often tells our left hand to sink in as well, but we don't want that to happen. So this exercise can help with that. The first thing to do is just explore the different pressures that your finger can put into the string. So if we say that pressure 1 is just touching the string, and if we say pressure 5 is where the finger is pushing the string against the fingerboard, so 1, 5, 1, 5. So if I go in between there, I get 3, 5, 1, 3, 5. Now I'm going to try and find the ones in between that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So that we start to feel the springiness of the string and just how much we can vary the weight into the string. This exercise that I'm about to play on the G string uses, first of all, the third finger. And we're going to go from extremes. First of all, we're going to go with the clear note, then the harmonic, clear note, harmonic, clear note, harmonic. And then at the end, we play the clear note, we go up to the harmonic, and we gradually put the finger's weight into the string until we hear a pure tone. And you'll notice that you don't need to press the string against the fingerboard to get this pure sound. Here it goes. You'll see the music now on the screen. 3 and 4 and. You'll notice at the end, when I'm gradually putting my finger from level 1, which was the touching finger, as I gradually put the weight in, you'll hear the sound distort, then gradually become clearer until you get that pure sound. Now try the same exercise, but do it with your 4th finger on the G. Ready, go. Now, we can use the 1st finger in 3rd position. Do it with the 1st finger now. Ready, go. Now, the 2nd finger in 3rd position. Ready, go. Now, let's apply that to a scale. Let's play A major, just 1 octave, and the first time that I'm going to play it, the fingers are just going to touch the strings. So you should hear a load of harmonics. Here we go. 3 and 4 and. Now I'm going to add a quarter of that finger pressure. So I'm looking at hearing 80% of distortion, but 20% of the note. And now I'm going to add half of the finger weight into it. So what I should be feeling or hearing now is 80% of a pure tone with only 20% distortion. And all the time that I'm playing, I'm trying to be quite strong with my bow, but my left hand is separated from what the bow is doing. Now, just enough pressure, so about 3/4 pressure, to create a pure sound. Here we go. And you'll notice that you don't need to push the string against the fingerboard to get the clarity of the sound. Now, if we play with a softer left hand, it gives us time to shift, and it also increases our fluency around the instrument. So I want you to have a look at that etude in the style of Sarasate. And in bar 4, you'll see that there's a running passage. Now, when we practice something like that, we go back to softening this left hand. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to play it with just the harmonic sound, just touching the strings. It doesn't sound great, but don't fret. It will get better and better. So I play like this. Ready, go. I'll do it again. Ready, go. Now I'm going to add a little bit more pressure, so it's still going to be more distorted than note. Now I'm going to add a little bit more pressure, so you should hear more note than distortion. And now I'm going to add just enough pressure to create the pure sound. You'll suddenly find that you're playing in a different way, and you'll get far more freedom to be able to play faster and more expressively, and also with more accuracy if you don't press so hard with your left hand. Try and find other passages and experiment in the same way that we've just done now.